COVID-19 has had a big effect on societies around the world, but a lot of the discussion in the media has focused on Europe and North America. Together with my co-authors, we've produced a report to highlight responses to the epidemic in three Muslim-majority Asian countries, in Syria, Iran and Pakistan. One of the aims of our study was to highlight the reaction of social media in Arabic, Farsi and Urdu. We conducted a systematic survey of social media in March and early April to see how the discussion had changed during the epidemic. We were especially interested in issues like how far citizens trusted the state, how the epidemic had affected attitudes towards other countries, and what part religion had to play in how people wrote about COVID-19. Though all three of the countries we examined have Muslim majorities, we found that attitudes towards religion were very different. In Iran, social media was often critical towards the theocratic regime, and in Syria, there was a sense that religion was a source of division in society. Pakistan had the most obviously religious discussion of the pandemic, and though some commentators emphasized the importance of scientific and rationalist approaches to the epidemic, very few were actively hostile to religion or to the clergy. In terms of international relations, we found that there was initially a great deal of criticism against China, but that in all three countries this disappeared after China provided aid as the pandemic spread. Instead, by the middle of April, the social media of all three states had become positive towards China and much more critical of the United States of America. We conclude by considering some of the ways that social media commentators have thought about how the epidemic will change social media use in the future. In Iran, there was much speculation about how COVID-19 would change the geopolitical ordering of the world and speculating how there might be a backlash against religion. There's also much speculation as to whether or not the experience of lockdown would encourage future generations to use the internet even more than they'd had hitherto.